Alright guys, making another video today. We're going to be firing up the pit and making some smoked pork chops and smoked pork tenderloins. I hadn't been on the big cooker in a couple weeks, so we're gonna get it fired up. Got a couple big logs down as a base, got some bark and just a couple fire cubes underneath there. We'll get it going here in just a second. But today's just a simple cook. I'm actually making a new intro to my video, so I'm gonna try and put that on here and see how that works out. I got like a banner, not a banner, I guess it's I don't exactly know what you call it, but it's like, it's part of it's a new logo for my channel, that's what you call it. But let's get this thing fired up. These little fire cubes are super simple to use. Anyways, I had a friend of mine, she's making the logo for me, and so because I don't have the correct software to do all that kind of stuff on my computer, but she's very graceful to help me out. But we're gonna get this thing fired up. We'll let this catch fire real good, put on a few splits here in a little bit, and get to cooking. I'll bring y'all back when I'm throwing the meat on. So while I'm waiting on this, this pit's pretty much up to temp. I'm just kind of letting it chill out because I don't quite need to put the meat on yet. But I wanted to talk to y'all about something that I did yesterday. So I gave my buddy my old, it's an offset smoker, but it was a vertical chamber, and I gave that to him for, he moved into a new house, so I gave him that smoker. But yesterday I bought him a fire basket to go into the wood burning area. So that basket, I filled it up with pretty much, it was almost a full bag of briquettes, but they were the all natural hardwood briquettes, and it took like a whole basket or a whole bag of those, and I mingled in some pecan chunks in there, and that was probably the easiest I've ever managed a fire on an offset smoker. That thing held a solid 225 to 250. It was more like 250 for right at 5.5 to 6 hours when we took the ribs off, and there was probably still another 2 hours or so worth of coal and wood left in there. So that's something I think I'm going to try out in this big smoker and see how it works out. It was just the simple Oklahoma Joe's fire basket. I got it at Academy Sports. That was like probably the simplest I've ever ran an offset smoker, and the final product, the taste and flavor, tasted just like you've been running wood splits through there all day. So I mean, to get that kind of flavor and pretty much a sit it and forget it kind of setup, it was awesome. I'm gonna try it on here. I've got a big cook coming up for my birthday in September, so I might try and get that, because I'm gonna do a brisket and probably a pork butt, and I'll probably put those on around, I don't know, probably midnight or 1 o'clock, and let those get going. And I'm gonna do the fire basket, that way I can get the first part of the cook knocked out of the way and get some sleep, and that way the food will be done and resting in a cooler, and I won't have to be messing around with all that, trying to finish it up at dinner time and all that. But so that's my next modification, or whatever you want to call it, to try and learn how to run this pit a little easier when I want to do like an overnight cook. If I can get 6 or 8 hours worth of cooking time without having to mess with this thing, that would be great for doing those long brisket cooks. I can start them, you know, midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, get a few hours of sleep, get back up and start messing with it. But this pit's up to temp. I'm probably going to throw this meat on here in about 15 minutes. I'm just going to we're running that 250, 275, something like that. That's to run this to run just straight splits. The easiest way I found is to get 2 decent size, really long logs to run as your air channel, and then I build that starter fire with just bark and stuff and small pieces, let that burn down to your coal bed, and then I just start adding my normal size splits on there after that. And I usually put in 2 at a time, and that's, I mean, that's almost foolproof. It works perfect every time. By the time I get a basket or a chimney full of charcoal lit and going and all that, and then you got to put it in there, then you got to get your splits on top of that and get them going, I find this is just as fast and gets you just as good of a coal bed. So I don't typically mess around with running a whole lot of charcoal in here to get my fire going. I've got plenty of bark from when I split the wood and stuff, so that's just as good as getting charcoal going in there, and it's a little bit quicker in my opinion. But this thing cooks great, and I'll bring y'all back here in a little bit. All right, y'all, it's time to throw this meat on. Get this opened up. Keep these flies out of here if we can. All right, looking good in there. It was getting a little hot, so I'm gonna leave this lid open for just a second and burp it. It was moving on up there towards the 300. I put on 2 pretty good sized chunks when I just added some more wood. So on these offsets, you get those fluctuations. It's just how it goes. But we'll let this get to cooking, and fire's running pretty good in there. But this isn't going to take long to cook. This stuff should only take about 2 to 3 hours, just depending on temperature I run it at. But it's a good, easy cook. It's just that season on there is the Meat Church Holy Gospel. That stuff's really good. I like the regular gospel too. I think it does great on chicken and pork chops and all that kind of stuff. I've really gotten to where I like those Meat Church seasonings. I usually do a lot of making my own seasonings and all that, but really that dude's got some really good barbecue seasons, and they're easy to find in my area. They carry them at Academy. So sometimes I mess around with making my own, sometimes I don't. But here lately I've just been going the easy route and using that. He's got quite a few actually. I haven't tried them all yet. I would like to get on it because my Academy doesn't carry all of them, but I'd like to get on there and on his website. And he's got a fajita seasoning one that looks really good, and he's also got like a jalapeno something or another. It looks like it's pretty tasty as well, so I might try that on, like smoke some flank steak or some skirt steak and make like some smoked tacos or something like that. It'd be really good. So I'll bring y'all back here in a little bit. All right, thing looking pretty good in here. Oh yeah, those feel done. These are definitely done up here. What I'm gonna do is we still got a little bit before dinner time, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap all this up, let it cool down just a little bit, and then keep it warm in a cooler with a towel. So I'm gonna get all this wrapped up, and appreciate y'all watching. Like I said, the next video I'm gonna do is probably gonna have that fire basket in there to see how long of a cook I can do with just the just a fire basket, and see how long I can make a cook go without having to tend to the fire, because I want to see how many hours it goes. That way I can know how much sleep I can get at night when I set that thing up. So anyways, thanks for watching the video, and I'll be making another one here soon. See ya.